All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on the top prop bets today on PrizePicks in the NBA. But first, we're going to touch on a couple of fluff things. We'll do a quick recap from yesterday. But first, I wanted to start off with a funny tweet from PrizePicks yesterday. So I think it's been pretty well established now that like goblins and demons bets are bets that you shouldn't be targeting too much, just because long term it's not going to pay off. You guys know if you follow this channel, I'm all about the long term success. The profitable approach to be successful in the long term in that strategy. And we know based off of that, like you really should not be targeting goblins or demons. Like the only time you would ever go out of your way to target a goblin bet is really to make a 4-slip bet, a 5-slip bet, like if you really like it, or even like a 5-slip bet into a 6-slip bet. Maybe there's a promotion where you have to do a flex bet and you're doing a 3-slip flex bet like on a Friday. Maybe something like that where you just want to bet that is likely to hit. I get where people end up on it, but it is freaking hilarious to me that PrizePicks sent this out because it's like, no, we should not be celebrating a goblin bet. And I don't want to say like you shouldn't be happy if you hit a bet or anything like that, but it's just like it's funny to me that PrizePicks is promoting that because they know what they're doing there, right? Like they know it's not a good long-term bet. That's exactly why they're available. If you compare their goblin odds to other sports books, like their odds are trash for goblins. It's funny that they put that out there, and I love calling them out on that kind of stuff. But yes, let's talk about kind of the long-term approach here. Okay, so yesterday we were able to give you guys 1 unit of profit with the 9 to 5 bet of the day. Only one bet missed on the day, actually, in the bet of the day. It was one of those days though where I was like, we're just not getting that many great bets for PrizePicks Underdog purposes. We'll see what the board gives us later on in the day, and it gave us a lot of great prop bets. And so I'm going to be showing you guys some screenshots from some 9 to 5 members. This is not my way of trying to sell you guys on picks or anything like that. What I sell is data for you guys to be able to make good picks. But yesterday was a pretty solid day for a lot of members in the Discord chat. It's kind of a celebration for a solid day. Placing bets and just like being on top of things can be a little bit of a job, I guess, if you will, where if you are going to be profitable in the long term, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have great days, you're going to have terrible days, you're going to have hot streaks, you're going to have low streaks. Yesterday was a day in which I'm assuming for a lot of people was a day that's going to carry them for quite some time. And there are so many bets that hit yesterday, guys. I'm just going to be showing you guys some screenshots. And again, this is just going to be me showing some slips from yesterday. Just in general, there's more slips out there that people ran out, but it was a pretty darn awesome day. You guys can see some of the bets that I gave out on yesterday's slip on these slips, but just a lot of good stuff there from multiple members in multiple ways that were able to go and have good days. Again, just showing you guys some of them. But shout out to everyone in the Discord chat. Honestly, I'm just celebrating it, guys. It was pretty awesome to see a lot of people have success against lots of hard work. And the issue with giving props content or even people betting is there's never a time to like reflect or anything like that. And so for a lot of people to have big days, like every other day, like someone might have a really good day, one person might have a bad day, but for a majority of people it was pretty awesome to see that seemingly everyone had a very good day. And it's just like a self pat at the back a little bit with the data, but also just like, yes, we had a good day, everyone. It was a community win, fun stuff there. But again, that's not me trying to sell anyone on anything. I'm using that more as a reflection time to say, all right, we had a good day. So let's go ahead now and get into the 9 to 5 PrizePicks NBA picks on the day. We'll talk about some underdog picks here as well. And just real quickly before we get into the NBA picks, did anyone get screwed over by Scotty Barnes? That was one of the few bets that missed yesterday. It was under his fantasy score. There's like 2 minutes left in the game. It's a blowout. The Celtics pull out their starters, and Scotty Barnes ends up getting like 4 points in garbage time where he should have been playing. That cost me 2 6-for-6 slips. And then Naz Reid ended up having a massive fourth quarter. He got like, I don't know, like 7 fantasy points in like a minute, and that was the difference between some 6-slip bets not him for me as well. I saw like a screenshot in the Discord as well with that one. There's a couple of tilting ones in there, but for the most part, obviously a great day. But anyways, guys, getting into today's slate, not that many games on board today. I actually want to start off with showing you guys some of the hammer bets that we're getting. And we actually, guys, yesterday we had 2 lock bets. Anthony Davis for under his fantasy score ended up hitting, and we had DeJounte Murray over fantasy score as a lock bet as well. Again, lock bets are not going to be bets that are always available on the 9 to 5 PrizePicks cheat sheet. Those are bets that are going to be pulling in really once the underdog lines are available, because we are comparing that against them. But I want to call this out, guys. Look at the board as it sits right now. So we're not getting any hammer bets. Hammer bets are just going to be bets that are kind of checking all the boxes, but are maybe the percent likely for it to hit is not the best, or there's just one thing slightly off about it. Whereas a lock bet, it's checking all the boxes. We're not getting either of those here for PrizePicks. Kind of sucks. We'll jump into underdog real quick. And man, I feel like there's too much fluff in this video already, guys. I apologize for that, but I never take time to honestly like reflect back and like process a very good day for myself or others, and it just felt like a good time to do that. I don't like doing it though. Anyways, guys, looking at any hammer bets here for underdog. One slightly decent one here where we're looking at Sabonis to get under 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists, only a 50% edge. And so, guys, for example purposes, if this was a 54% likelihood or better to hit, this would probably be considered a lock bet. It's not 100% guaranteed. There's like little nuances that goes into the data of it, but you guys can see why this is considered a pretty solid bet, because the underdog line is higher than every other data point that we have coming in. So seemingly a decent bet there, but kind of one good bet on the day NBA wise, that's annoying. And so yeah, let's go ahead now and get into the game by game breakdown. Let's look at this first game. We got Indy versus Detroit. Looking at Detroit, guys, Jay and Ivy still out for them, and so we are still seeing some minutes bounce for Thompson there. Are we getting any good bets here though in this game? Seemingly Jalen Duren to get over his rebounds is not a bad bet. This is a bet that we could potentially be targeting. He has been someone that has been getting a little bit more extra run lately as well. Let's actually take a deeper dive at that one with Jalen Duren. And so yeah, looking at this, guys, like maybe rebounds and assists, rebounds. Don't mind this one. Seemingly across the board, he's someone that we could be looking at here. So we are going to notice the last two games didn't get the over, so not the best game log here. But we see with him the minutes are definitely streaky. Okay, so 20, 28, 31, 22, 27. And so that's kind of the issue with him. There's a few teams out there where like the minutes we just can't always trust. That's kind of been the case here with him. So definitely not a lock and load bet, but maybe it's a bet where if we find some good bets here with Indy, we could potentially go ahead and game stack. That's kind of a way I like to attack bets like that. Let's go ahead and jump back in. Are we getting any other good bets here for Detroit? Not really here with Tobias Harris. I would say no. Let's go ahead now and jump on into Indy then, see if we're getting any good ones for them. Indy's still a little bit banged up. Halburn could sit. He's projected in the starting lineup, and we are getting prop bets for him. Interestingly enough, though, his projected minutes is a little bit lower. And it does, just looking at all these lines that we're getting here, just right away, I'm noticing that PrizePicks and the sportsbooks are properly adjusting for the game here. So, like for Miles Turner, he gets a seemingly better matchup, but the odds are already adjusted for it and the line's adjusted for that. Whereas Halburn here with his points and assists, like typically speaking, this would be a decent bet for us, but it's not one where we need to go out of our way to target. Actually, on underdog, I think we could actually be looking at the under points and assists there. I think that's a decent bet there. Average sportsbook line would have it at 27.5 there as well. This year's the projection data kind of likes the over still, so most likely just a bet that we should just be staying away from. So really one-ish good bet in that game. Let's go ahead and jump on into the next game here. So we got Phoenix versus Washington here, guys. So looking at Washington, Malcolm Brogdon out in this game. He's been someone that's been in and out a decent amount, but with him out, that does open up a lot of production for Washington. We are getting Kyle Kuzma gain a little bit more run in this game as well. Projected to see about a 2.9 bump in his minutes. Now, a big concern with this game is that Washington is 11.5-point dogs. What will that do to their minutes, right? And so that becomes a little bit of an issue in terms of players that we would want to go out of our way to target. But right away, I'm noticing like Bub Carrington here. I don't mind his lines that we're getting here. So it's like points and assists one. Not a great matchup, but not terrible. Maybe we could get there. And then Kyle Kuzma as well, 2.5 assists. Seemingly an okay bet. Let's take a peek at both of those. Let's take a deeper dive at both of those. And so yeah, we'll start with Kyle Kuzma. Not exactly a perfect bet, but we'll notice is lately he has been getting this over. Maybe a little bit of a stack, but definitely not locking them. Let's take a peek at Bub. So looking at Bub Carrington here, we are seeing that he has been getting a minutes bump, but man, that game looks kind of brutal here as well. Wow. And it's not anything to do with minutes, not fouls or anything like that. Just not playing well, not producing. Not as good there. Not as good as I was hoping there. So maybe we're just passing up on those two. We'll see if we have anything. Maybe this game stays a little bit closer. Looking at Phoenix, real day to day. Ryan Dunn is expected to see a minutes bump, and he's actually an interesting player today. Ryan Dunn's not a player that if we're being told to bet the unders on, I don't think I want to get there. Same thing with Tyus Jones here, where they both get very good matchups, and that's kind of the point. And because they both get pretty good matchups, I don't know if I exactly need to be going out of my way to target any under bets because they are being, I would say, properly valued given the matchup and potential minutes increase. But those are two kind of like more random variables, if you will. And so like looking at guys, Ryan Dunn here, great matchup, insane minutes bump. We see his game log here as well, guys, where when he has been getting those minutes, he has consistently been getting this over fantasy score. Like to me, I like naturally, without seeing the data, I would have wanted to bet the over. You look at his per 36 production with Bradley Beal off the court and adjust it for his projected minutes. he should get the over. This is a spot where honestly I'd be like, this is a great traditional sportsbook bet. If like DraftKings actually gave us this line, obviously this is a combination stat, so they don't. But I'd be like, oh, let's just bet the over on DraftKings, where we're going to get rewarded for the risk, right? Because it's almost a 53% likelihood for the under to hit. I would love to get a plus payout for that, but we're not getting that. And so, yeah, again, like we see when the minutes are a little bit lower, he doesn't get the over there. And so we'll jump on into Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones also gets a very good matchup here. He's someone where we might actually be getting a pretty good edge as the day progresses, maybe fantasy score-wise. This is what I'm on the lookout for, because if Underdog gives us like a line of 25, which they could, even if maybe they don't give us a line, but it could be someone we would want to target there. Now, his game log's been a little bit trash, and so it does feel like it's got either Ryan Dunn or Tyus Jones in terms of which players are going to have good games. So, man, struggling to find great bets again today. I am doing this video a little bit later because the only really good bets that we have today are college basketball bets. We have about 4 good college basketball bets. I was hoping that we'd be getting better NBA bets by the time I did this video. And in this game, we are getting one pretty good bet here in this game between Cleveland and OKC. So one decently high scoring game at 232, and it's a close game. So we don't have to worry about blowouts or anything like that, which is nice. Let's look at Cleveland because that's the spot where I don't mind it. So pretty healthy here, which is good. The play that I like is Darius Garland to get over his assist, and I think we could even get to Jared Allen for over his rebounds there as well. Let's take a peek at Garland because that's the one bet that I've actually already got some volume to on the day. I was hoping we'd actually get some increases in the percent likelihood for this to hit. So like looking at guys, Darius Garland, about a 52% likelihood per Vegas odds for him to get over 2.5 rebounds. So it's rebounds. Gets a very good matchup. That's the very key aspect of this. Now we're going to notice that over the last few games did not get the over. 2 games against Indy, so not exactly good there. And against Toronto did not get the over, and against OKC did not get the over. And we take a peek at the last matchup against OKC, only 1 rebound there. And so we definitely need that like spike game, but that could be why we are getting it there. Because he's been so under his average on the season. Averages 2.51 on the season, but over his last 4 games here, only averaging 1.25. And so, like, it's kind of that regression back to the mean there where he's expected to have a better game than he's had lately. I could see that happening, but again, definitely far from a lock and load, and that kind of further echoes why we are currently not getting any good hammer bets. We take a peek at Jared Allen for over his rebounds. So he also gets a very good matchup here. We do see the last game against OKC was able to get the over there. Against Indy, 2 games against them, did not get the over there. A little bit better bet, I guess, but not great. Again, still only about a 52.4% likely to hit. So what we're noticing today, guys, and this is why I like to do the game-by-game process, is not really even that many game stack bets. Maybe some okay bets for like traditional sportsbooks, but not too much there PrizePicks Underdog wise just yet. All right, so I'm laughing because look at this Caruso one. So Vegas and PrizePicks, you can see where they're getting their lines, but it's kind of a sweat there. I don't exactly love it. I don't love any of the other bets that we're getting here for OKC. So we'll jump on into the next game. We got 2 more games left. Hopefully we can get some better bets here. So another decent game here, guys. 225 or so, 224.5 game total. Almost a 4-point spread, so don't really have to worry about a blowout, which is pretty nice here. Malik Monk, day-to-day, but it's expected back tonight, so should be good to go there. He's been getting a little bit more of a minutes bump recently. Looking at the bets that we're getting for them, we are kind of seeing we could be getting to Monk for under his fantasy score. Kind of okay, but nothing great there. He draws a more difficult matchup. Any other bets here at all? We saw Sabonis for Underdog as a good bet for under his points, rebounds, and assists, but nothing crazy. We'll jump into Houston. Yeah, Thompson, expect to see a minutes bump here. Cam Whitmore, over rebounds and assists, I guess not exactly that good. Here we go. Let's take a peek at Jalen Green, over 2.5 assists. That could be a decent one. Yeah, we'll take a peek at that. So taking a peek at this, so not exactly the best like matchup per se, but it's also not bad either there for him. We're going to notice the last 2 games he's gotten the over. More so... I mean, it's fine. It's a good bet. It's a shoulder shrug. Like, we're getting a lot of decent bets, not even good bets. Bets that if you're looking for bets to make, which is what I'm doing right now, could talk myself into them, and you could talk yourself into them. That's kind of the theme today. Again, another better like sportsbook bet, honestly, than PrizePicks or Underdog. Like if Sleeper was given a discount here and you want to attach this one to it, I could see doing that more so than what I would want to do PrizePicks wise. Like I don't want to play a bet that only has a 52% likelihood. And when we look at the details a little bit more, not exactly a great bet. That's the theme today thus far. It's annoying. I hate that. I wish I could be like, yeah, look at all these great bets that we have. But that's just not the day that we have. And so let's go ahead and jump on into the last game, guys. We got the Clippers versus Portland, a game that could be a blowout, 7 points. The Clippers did blow out Brooklyn last night, which Zubac was, one of the better bets on the day for him to get over his points and assists. He actually got more assists than we typically see him get. He just didn't shoot the basketball that much because the game was a blowout. So that bet unfortunately didn't hit because it was a blowout. That was the one miss on the day. So yesterday we were 4 for 5, 2 for 2 on PrizePicks, 2 for 3 on Underdog with the bet of the day that I gave out in this video. And now we're actually seeing that maybe we could get Zubac for under his points, rebounds, and assists. One has a 52% likelihood to hit. Look at the average sportsbook line. They have it at 31.5. You look at all the other lines that we have coming in. Underdog has it at 30.5. Average adjusted line, which is like his minutes. That's a decent bet there. So, all right, we got like maybe one good one there. And with it being a blowout, maybe that does hurt his likelihood to get a lot of minutes. Take a peek at Portland, guys. Portland's still a little bit banged up with Grant out and Kling Yang out. Then it is also important to call Denny Avdia, also expected to sit in this game. And so we are going to see Scoot Henderson, who's coming off of a career high. He's going to play more. Simons might get a bump in his usage. He might play a little bit more. Kamara, Sharp, they're all going to play a little bit more, which honestly makes it more difficult because like if we know when Simons is out, we go Scoot Henderson, kind of vice versa as well, just usage-wise. Aiden, we would love to know that he's going to get a lot of minutes as well, but we're just don't exactly have that. I would expect him to actually have a good game here, Aiden, even if it is a blowout. Let's take a peek at these bets in general for Portland because it's kind of a lower scoring game that I would like, but with all those players out, I want to see if we can find any edges. Got to clear out Jaylen Brown here. All right, so looking at Portland, we are actually getting a lot of under bets that are popping up here. Don't exactly love that. Kamara over 1.5 assists. Maybe he's got 2 the last couple of games. Maybe. Minutes should be there. Not terrible. On the season, he averages more than this, and even with the increase, I don't hate that one actually. Sharp for over his fantasy score potentially. Again, he's someone that should see a minutes bump, but yeah, those 3 guys, Sharp, Scoot, and also Simons, it kind of makes them all difficult to really trust when they're all active and they're all expected to see like a bump in the productions. Like Simons, I probably would be more on board with like how we're being graded here, but if he goes off, the other 2 are less likely, and it's just kind of how that goes. It will be interesting to see when we get some, or if we get some Scoot Henderson props. Aiden for over his PRA potentially. Yeah, look at that game log, just terrible. If we knew for sure that Aiden was going to give us the minutes that we need him to get, 30 minutes, I would be fine betting this over. Now it's a slightly better matchup today than, I don't even, no, that's not even, no. Yeah, I'm struggling there with Aiden. Man, I was hoping we could get some good bets in this game as well. Knowing day. So I'm going to refresh the data here on my end. You guys won't see it, but I want to see if we're getting any better bets. I've been recording this video for about 30 minutes or so. And so we'll see if we're getting any better bets for PrizePicks or Underdog for the NBA. If not, I'll give you guys a good college basketball slip. All right, so we got one good bet here, guys. So kind of glad I did. So we got Dylan Brooks for under his fantasy score here. That's decent. And then actually we could pair it up with Evan Mobley for under his fantasy score. Okay bet. We also had the Zubac one where if the game doesn't end up being a blowout, like sure we could get to his under PRA. That's kind of okay, but I think Mobley, that's what we'll do. Mobley and also Dylan Brooks for under their fantasy scores. They're kind of okay for NBA. And then Underdog, let's see here, guys. Nothing really here. Nothing really there for Underdog. All right, so getting into the 9 to 5 bet of the day here, guys. Again, tossing in some college basketball bets. These are 4 of the best bets on the board today as it sits right now, PrizePicks wise. But I do want to warn you guys, like today, okay? This is the reason I hate showing you guys green screens or showing you guys great days or vice versa, bad days, okay? We are coming in off of a good day, like a really good day. Like, okay, so like 2 days ago, the bets hit at their expected rate, about 55% in terms of bets that we'd be targeting on Tuesday. We're getting a decent board. So like on average, the bets that you would have been targeting were about 55% likely to hit. Yesterday, they hit at an insane amount, like literally like 95%. Okay. Like that is not something that is going to consistently happen. That was an outlier day. That's why it was fun to kind of celebrate the fact that we had a good day on an outlier day. I want to make that very clear. So do not be shocked if today is just completely terrible, just given the sense that, yes, data was right yesterday. Chances are, I'm not saying like because we had a really good day yesterday that it's necessarily going to mean that these bets we're getting 54% edge, that they're like guaranteed to not hit. But at the same time, there will probably be a day here soon where it's not going to be a good day because we're coming in off of just a day in which all the bets seemingly hit. Okay. And I always mention this. It's kind of funny. Like if you see someone on a hot streak, don't watch their videos that the next day, and kind of vice versa, as long as they're doing the correct process. Like, all right, if I had a bad day, you guys should be super excited to come in on the next day and watch the video. That's just how it really actually works. I get the whole mindset of like someone being a hot streak or not being a hot streak. I get it, but it's just kind of funny how it actually plays out in reality. But this is what we're looking at, guys. Dylan Brooks, currently the best NBA bet. We'll see. Evan Mobley, not exactly like a great percent likely to hit, but not terrible there against OKC. And then, yes, just targeting the 4 good college basketball prop bets that we have. All right, that's going to be all, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give a like to the video. Comment your guys' favorite prop bet. Again, if you guys want access to any of the tools available at 9to5sports.com, head on over there, guys. Get access to all the tools available on the site for just $10 a month. So you guys will get access to the fantasy golf tools there as well, included with the PrizePicks Underdog cheat sheets as well as the NBA cheat sheet. That's going to be all, guys. Thanks for watching. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.